I got a lot of see this.
Oh no.
I'm about to close the.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon. This is Latrice Golson, Unlock Atlanta, realty firm here in the Atlanta area. I'm getting on for Lunch with Latrice again. Today we're going to talk about the reasons why you need a realtor. So, in a day like today, when you have the ability to go online to consumer websites like Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, Redfin, all of these different digital brokerages, um, a lot of people believe that they don't need a realtor. Yes, you have access to the information, the pictures, and can have the experience of going to view the homes by asking for an agent to come and show them. However, there are reasons why you need a realtor. Much like when you're defending yourself in a legal suit, you need a lawyer to cover your interests. You need a realtor in your real estate transaction to ensure that your interests are protected. Let me tell you a little bit more about my job and how, as an agent, a buyer's agent, or even a seller's agent, having representation is impactful to your success and protecting your interests in the entire transaction. Okay, so in this episode of Lunch with Latrice, that's what we'll be discussing: reasons why you need a realtor. So wrote down some notes. So bear with me. You know, I'm just starting my channel, and so I'm really just getting used to this. So I definitely need some support and love. If you like my channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and notify anybody and get notifications. Let your friends and family know that if they're moving to the Atlanta area, that Latrice Golson is a realtor that you can rely on, that you can trust. So let's talk about this. Reasons why you need a realtor. So it's my job to craft a winning offer. Understanding that Atlanta's market is very demanding and very busy. You want to craft a winning offer that stands out beyond others. Okay, and so it's my job to not only make your the numbers look good as far as the pricing that you're offering, but also that the details of the contract are appealing to the seller and what they need. So we want to craft you a winning offer. It's my job to access properties that you qualify for and that you desire to see. I have access to properties that not the regular person has. That's what it calls for it to be a realtor, is to have the certification, have the education, and be cleared by the Board of Real Estate Commissions to open and access properties, right? So we'll pursue properties that you're qualified for and that you desire to see. So you need a realtor for that. My job is also to protect your interests and help you through the due diligence process. Once you go under contract, there is a process called due diligence in which you have the time and the obligation to look through the property to find any hidden defects, to get your inspection, to ask questions about the neighborhood, to see where the schools are, to really put your due diligence into understanding the property and your investment. So it's my job to protect your interest during that time, to ensure that you're pursuing financing or whatever else is going on in the transaction at that time. Okay? It's my job to advise you on how to protect your interest with an inspection and during the inspection and appraisal process. So during the inspection and appraisal process, there's an opportunity for you to negotiate about any repairs that need to be done, any defects that you see, any damage to the property, anything that's been disclosed or hasn't been disclosed. There is a period of time during the contract where you can speak to the seller about having those things improved or repaired so that you have an investment worth the money that you are committing, right? And also during the appraisal process, if the bank deems that the house is not worth how much you offered, you have the opportunity to speak with the seller and come to an agreement about what that price should be. As a seller as well, you want to be able to protect your interest by having a realtor who is going to accurately price your property for the market. Yes, you want to capitalize on your equity, and you want a realtor that's going to see the need for that and understand how the market works so they can price your property appropriately. But also during the appraisal process, your realtor protects your property price by showing the appraiser any comparable properties that you founded your pricing strategy upon. So on either side of the spectrum, a realtor will protect your interest by protecting your pricing strategy as well as your offer strategy during the inspection and appraisal processes. Okay. Also, my job is helpful because I have the training to construct a contract with offer details, to the verbiage needed for special stipulations, to organize your desires and rally for your interest in making your transition. So, as a buyer or as a seller, there may be a time that you might need to have occupancy of the property in the midst of the transaction. This happens sometimes for sellers who need to close the property and have cash in order to be able to fund their move. These are things that a trained and savvy realtor can help to construct into the contract to rally for your interest and to protect you as you make your transition, as well as buyers. There are some times that buyers may have needs as far as repairs before the contract closes. I will ensure that that seller has your repairs completed. So it's really important to have a realtor on your side because during this entire process, there are a lot of elements beyond financing and that number, that offer of money that make a difference in the success and the risk that you put out there on the line. So my job is also protect that money that you put at risk when you go into a real estate transaction, that money from your financing to your savings money to your earnings money and even to the front end fees that you have to pay for an appraisal or inspection during the real estate transaction process. And so what that means is it's my job to protect that money. If you come to me and tell me I have a savings of XYZ amount, I have financing for XYZ amount, that means that I'm going to strategize with you on how to utilize your savings to craft that winning offer when it comes to putting down earnest money. This process of real estate transaction puts that earnest money at risk. So I'm going to help you protect that earnest money and not lose it in the transaction once you go binding by keeping you on point with your due dates and keeping you on point with the closing attorney and the title company all throughout the process. Okay. And then also strategizing that savings is important because you may need down payment assistance. Sometimes buyers save 3 to 5% of their price range for their purchase, but don't have an understanding that closing costs can be $5 to $7 to $10,000 additional on top of the financing priority to use that savings for down payment. Additionally, your savings will have to be used for the upfront fees and costs of an inspection or an appraisal fee for that loan. So it's my job to help you strategize how are you going to utilize your savings to cover those two fees, your down payment, as well as any closing costs that you may incur. One way that we handle that is with a seller's contribution to closing, which is negotiated into the contract. And in a market like Atlanta's market, you may not be able to get a seller's contribution to your closing. So we need to be in a position where we are strategizing the funds that you have, the funds available with your loan, as well as any type of down payment assistance grants or second mortgages, second loans, forgivable second loans to help you close that real estate transaction. You need an agent to help you navigate that process. Another thing that you need an agent for is to ensure that everything in that contract happens on time. That's my job, to ensure that everything in that contract happens on time. It's my job to coordinate and keep all the professionals in their respective industries accountable to the contract terms and to the contract to make sure that the real estate transaction goes smoothly. So as you know, not only in a real estate transaction do you need an agent, you need a closing attorney, you need a title company, you have a mortgage originator, you have an underwriter, you also have an individual inspector, you also have the seller and the listing agent. You may have something that you need from the homeowners association. All of these respective industries work together in the real estate space to make each transaction go smoothly. And so your agent, much like an attorney will represent you, your agent is a hands-on contact sport. I'm going to be there to represent you with each of these industry professionals to ensure that the terms of your contract are met on time, to ensure that each portion of your contract needs, each portion of the contract terms that protect your interests are attended to, and then ensure that you close on time so that you don't put your money at risk. Okay. And then last but not least, um, it is my job to advise you on market value, not only for the property for sale, but the property that you desire to buy. So for sellers, I'm advising you on market value in terms of a pricing strategy, but as we discussed earlier, for buyers, an offer strategy is really important. I want to give you insight on whether the house is priced correctly, if it's a discount deal, or if for whatever reasons it may be overpriced, and help you to make a wise offer. Okay, so these are things that a savvy agent is focused on when I am helping my clients to succeed in meeting their real estate goals, establishing a strong financial foundation for their families, creating legacy, becoming investors, and building their wealth portfolio. These are things that are really important to me. I'm passionate about, in addition to investing in Atlanta, the city that I call home, that I've seen flourish over these years, and know that my sellers are trying to level up, my buyers are trying to buy in, and that also my savvy investors are trying to create portfolios for themselves. So definitely I would love to work with you and offer you my education and expertise in order to make sure that you're successful not only in purchasing your first home but your second and your third. And hopefully I can help you and anyone that you know, a family member as well, to come to Atlanta, to flourish, to enjoy the lifestyle that's being created here, the culture that's being created here, and be that professional of choice. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm located in the downtown area. My broker is Norman and Associates Real Estate Solutions. So you can reach me online at www.unlockatlanta.com, or all of these tags will be here at the bottom of the video. But definitely like, subscribe, and I will see you soon here in the Atlanta area. I look forward to meeting you.